Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my studio. If this is your first visit to my channel, I hope you enjoy it. And if you've been around for a while, thank you so much. I so appreciate that. Today, I'm trying to get you all yummed up about the new kits design team project I'm going to do from Chapter 1 papers. These beautiful papers are called Floral Fancies 1, 2, and Ephemera. Although right now I don't know. Well, these are Ephemera. I can't remember which kit they're in. If they're in the Ephemera and envelopes kits, or if they're mixed in with the journal pages. But they're all beautiful and gorgeous. And what's interesting about this is that originally they put out Floral Fancies, no number. And I was all ready last week to go with a design team project that used this glorious digital. This is a larger version. This is a smaller version. I think this is 8 by 10, or maybe this is fit to frame, not fit to frame. And then that same day that I was going to film, they came out with version 2. Now this is actually called version 1. I'm going to separate this for you. Although I don't use all of these in this project, I do use most of them. So let's see. Okay, so this is now called Floral Fancies 2. Look at this incredible coloring. It's a sage green and a peach with red and pink and black design. I love this piece. There's several pieces that are architectural and font like this. This actually goes like this. This is the full page. I made it a little bit smaller, and I just love it so much. I actually folded it. This did not work out to be my design team project, but I want to show you that you can fold it into this. Oops, let me find the back. And I use tea bags to put these on here. Well, there's a tea bag over this one, and then this is a tea bag over a sticker. Isn't it the coolest paper? And then I put tea bag over another sticker and another tea bag over here. And I just love it. I just love it. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I didn't like how the sticker turned out, so I'm not going to use this one. But I might be able to use this. Anyway, it's pretty fantastic. And this is another one from what is now number 2. Okay, so these are 2. And the first project I'm going to show you is using 2. And of course there's more to it than this, but this is what I have printed out. And then this is what came along that is now considered number 1. This is part of it. This is another one. Love this color. Can't get enough. Love the blue with it. Just gorgeous. And this one could be used as a sheet, or I cut it down into individual pieces of ephemera, and I used it in that journal I'm making now, the No Sew Binding journal. So they're already tucked away, but I'll be doing a flip on that when I'm done so you can see them then. But aren't they gorgeous? And then these are ephemera, a couple pieces of ephemera. There's a lot more. There's 8 of these cards. Oh, and here's another one. I don't cut off the backs until I decide, or I don't cut them down until I back them so I can cut really close to the line. If I cut close to the line and then back it, then I end up cutting into the line. So that's what I do. This one's not backed yet. All right, so these aren't even a design team project yet, but I wanted you to see the incredible papers we're working on. So I have 3, well, you could say 4, but it's really 3 different projects to show you today. Fast and easy. It won't be a long video. And then I'm going to show you the main one that got me started first. And I did it in both the set 2 and the set 1, but you can't do it without the set 2 to make the template for the set 1. Okay, enough drum roll. Okay, so here is what the first one looked like. And this is actually cut from the kit too. Okay, now watch what happens as I pull this up. You start to see designs through the holes. So it's a 2 for a pocket. You could actually leave it as is if you wanted to. And if you left this space back here open, you could put the tag behind there and have this showing. But this is actually one of the templates, one of the pages, I mean. This is the page. Now this is printed on regular recycled copy paper, and so you can see the difference. This is printed on 32 pound. This, this may be the look you want, very faded out. For the tags I'm putting in it, I wanted more color, and I added this over here I put this here when I had the dollar one, and it just didn't look good. So with doing both on 32 pound paper, it changed the look. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. So there's a whole bunch of ideas with this, plus I do it with kit 1. So this is what I showed you before, and I've put paper on the back, but I added metal book corners, and there's another way to put this in here that I think is really, really cool too. And it's having it stick out like that. I like that look. I like that look. Imagine coming, you're going through. I haven't done anything to decorate this. Okay, I don't know why that's there exactly. And do. Look at that. Makes you want to pull it out, and then all of a sudden you see more behind it. I think it's so cool. You could put a plain tag if you wanted to in here. You could decorate it so you know what's going to show through the pockets. So now I'm going to show you another tag idea, which again I'm going to go into making these, so don't get. I'm just showing you. So I have put together a sample card, and I think that looks very cool. You really don't know where one begins and the other ends. If it weren't for this, you really wouldn't know. I just love it, and I love it with the red. And I made a whole bunch more of these, and I'll show you. These are from the Antique Patterns kit. Really easy to make with your fabric scraps. So I'll show you after I get done showing you more about this. So I'm actually going to show you how I made it. But first, I think what I'll do is show you what it looks like in kit 1. Let me put this back for now. And I love it sticking out like that. But I love how it shows sticking through. That's finding the right size. This is the smaller size, I do believe. Where's that original? Okay, this is the smaller one. So it's the larger I ended up using. Yeah, it's the larger. The larger one came through in those windows in the most interesting fashion. And again, that red rose being there. So I love this design. I just think it's intriguing. I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think it's just ridiculous or too much? Or tell me. I'd love to know. Okay. So now I'm going to show you. What I did was, this is the template that made this. And then I also made it in a smaller size. Okay, so I turned it over. And I put it on top of this. What size did I use? Look at this. Is that glorious? Is this glorious? I love it. I love it so much. I made the tag out of the kit pieces. I added this butterfly. And this is what it looks like when there's nothing in it. It still looks spectacular. You really can't tell. This is lined up so perfectly. I didn't glue it down because, again, I want to wait and see what I'm going to do. Is it going to be freestanding or is it going to be glued into something? But it's just really the same mask glued on top of a 5x7 version. So you've got this, and then this is another sheet from the kit, another page. I stamped Paris, papers and letters, and I put this picture down here with the word Grand View that was on the paper. Is that beautiful? I love it. I love it. I mean, there's so much to look at. So much, but you really get the sense of Paris on the behind piece. And I love this orange. And then you pull it out, and you've got that, and you've got this great tag. Lots of room for journal writing. And I made another tag. So let's see how that looks. And there you go. Look at that. You've got the orange again. You've got the pink. I just think it's beautiful. Oh, wait a minute. It's got to be pushed down because... Oh, no. I know what I did on this one. I actually colored this candle. It's just a drawn architectural drawing. And so I did use different pencils to give it a darker pink look, and then I put a couple of different yellows and a little navy to do the flame. So actually I would put it in the journal like this, so the candle shows above, this shows fully, and my butterfly is just a suggestion. You can see this candelabra over here, and the word Paris is stamped down here. Alright, and I think that's it. So what I wanted to do was show you how to make this interesting pocket, and then also show you my secret to this being super simple. I mean, it looks simple, but it's really even simpler and gives you lots of variety. I've got several samples here. So, and I think, I don't know, I haven't even tried it here. Let's see what it looks like. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I probably would do more aqua-colored fabrics and choose a different top to put in this card. But look at how yummy. So, the texture of the stitching and the fabric, it just adds so much. Yeah, just love it. All right, so here's the trick. The trick is that you print this big sheet out to 5x7s. You can do fit to size, and not fit to size. This is full size, fit to print. And the drawing made it a lot easier to cut it out. Where's the piece? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so what I did was, can you see this? Did I make this dark enough? I drew with a ruler up the side, matching all the points that come out. Okay, so this is a point that's generated by this design. This is the point generated, and this is the point generated. And then I did the same thing on this side, only here you have to kind of skip it and just go straight up to the one that's generated on this side. Okay, and then you draw your imagination, and you just draw so that this plate gets skinny, and this one is thick, and this one is medium. So that it comes out looking like this. If you don't mark this in, I guarantee you're going to cut in here. It's really tricky when you're up here to realize that you don't want to go down this line. You want to go down that line and down this line. So I just did all this and erased it all later. Just take my word for it. And then you can be arbitrary about where you draw this line on the top. And then I also cut off the top of this. And depending on what size your pocket is or whatever, you know, you want to make sure you make it not too wide. But there's not a lot of room here holding this together. So you really can't take too much. I didn't take anything off the sides. And so you want to do a really thin glue on the side so you can have a big enough tag to fill into these corners. Or, oh, I didn't show you. Hold on. Let's see. I made some skinny tags too. Yeah, these come in the kit. There's actually 6. And the kit too also has beautiful tags. So that these, I added, these are labels that come with it, so I added these. This is from another paper in the kit. And that's another tag. That's another paper in the kit. So they can actually go either way. They're just beautiful, I think, any way you look at it. Also, you can fit 2. You can have this one in the center. Oh, I just think it's so lovely. Just love it. And then you can put this one also in the center, or also in the pocket. I double printed these so they're not too thick. Isn't that just so lovely? Since it's not glued down, I can probably get the third one in just so you can get the look of it. Just beautiful. Just love everything about all the layers. It's just fun. Okay, so the only hard part about this are these corners. So what I did, I'm getting better at using the knife since I got a different knife. And it's just a lot easier to grip. And so what I did is I worked from the back, of course, because that's where the drawing is. And I marked every single corner. I went down the correct way. And then I used scissors to finish it off because I'm still not that good. I think I used the knife for this though. But for these curves, I used the scissor. And of course, then you want to distress, you know, inside and outside of everything. And that's it, you guys. As long as you get that pocket right, the rest of it just falls into place. There's nothing really complicated about it. See, I don't think that coloring looks good. They're not relatable. But this, You can actually, I toyed around with this sheet. You could do this. You could do this. You can do the one I did. It's just beautiful. Love it. And then when you cut this off, then this part shows. So it's intriguing. Now this is a smaller size, which I opted not to use because I thought this looked kind of weird. I think that's a better arrangement, but then these didn't stick up high enough. So the larger size worked out better. But try different sizes. See what appeals to you. You can go in all different directions. You can add things. You don't have to rely on the paper. Excuse me. Hold on one sec. Okay, so I think you get the drift. I went with metal. Excuse me. I went with metal because it's flat. Putting laces on, I thought they would grab on there, and I just didn't want them to grab. So this isn't quite as wide, but I don't think the sides really show that much. I think it's fine. It's delineated in its width anyway by the corners. So, all right. So now, let me show you this, and just to remind you what that looks like. And it would stick up above. And it actually fills the space. You have to cut them down a little bit. But this look and feel to me is great. And on the finished one, this stuck up. So you have to cut it narrower and then not cut the top and bottom. All right, so what did I use? I used this. Okay, these were my guidelines. And obviously, you use these then. I loved the backgrounds I chose. This is from the kit Antique Patterns that they released last year. And I love this kit. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. That I tea dyed. That was so white. And then this I'm going to put right there. There you go. I mean, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Please tell me what you think. Am I crazy? I love antique fabric. These are not. This is a copy. This is a reproduction. This is also an Ala French Flare. This is just so common. It's, but it was quite white, so now it dulled down with coffee soak. Took a long time. New fabrics take a long time to take up coffee or tea because they've got so much sizing, so many protective things in the finished product that it just doesn't take to it quickly. So don't be afraid to leave it in for a while. None of these are coffee dyed. These are all the way they were. So with that, let me show you some of the others I did. I love how this turned out. I decided to try a little tab. This is lace. And these are separate pieces. This is on the card. And I stitched with white thread and beige thread. And this isn't cut down. You can see when it's cut down to fit in the pocket, you have to cut quite a bit. And then the top and the bottom are the same size. So I'm leaving these undone until I decide where I'm going to use them. I don't know if I'll just glue it on a page or I'll use it in a different pocket. I don't know, so I'm not deciding. And then there's this one. It has a pink and green background, and this is a little three-dimensional tidbit that I added, so it'll be interesting to see if it'll go through the pocket. Let's see if it will. Here's another one I put in the back pocket. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Okay, so let's see. Can't. Darn. Can't even try it. I don't even know if these fabrics would look good. I don't know. Can't say. But that's something to think about, because when you put that pocket on, it's pretty much flat. So, you know, you can't have a lot of dimension. This probably would catch. It's pretty dimensional. But I played up on the pink and green. And I actually put here to cover a flower that was a little too orangey. And so I wanted to stay with the red and pink. And then I used one that's more bright and lively. It had a border around some of the squares, and so I tried to include that. Yeah, so there you go. I hope that this has made you want to play around with this intriguing design. These are plates, obviously, but traced onto something else, they're completely different. You lose the plate look. So I think the plate look with the architectural tags is fantastic. I love it. And this with the other floral tags, I think is just gorgeous. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments. I will list the kits in the description box along with a code for 20% off in Sue and Jan's shop on Etsy. And I just can't wait to hear what you think about it. I hope you love it as much as I did. I hope you think it's intriguing and unique. And I'm going to call it the Peekaboo Pocket, just because I feel like that's kind of what we're doing. Peekaboo, peekaboo. So have a good day, you guys. Have fun being creative. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.